Hey guys, it's Kristen. It is August 15th and it is 12:55 p.m. here in Coweta, Oklahoma. So yeah, I'm in a mood today and I'm going to do a video. And we all know the new moon in Leo is tomorrow. And so I just wanted to say, because I know maybe not everyone, because I'm not going to assume, but a lot of us are feeling maybe a mix of emotions, but I'm feeling great. Yeah, so I actually got up and did a lot of stuff. I went to the gym and I just real hard, she said. But I okay. So if anybody saw my post, what was it, a few days ago that I posted some kind of I don't remember when I posted that. It was like a few days ago. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, you can go see it. Go look at it, go read it, whatever. You don't have to, if you don't want to. But this is kind of what's going on right now. People are maybe having a little bit of awakenings of how they're and how I'm also through wounds, traumas, maybe things that we've been doing for however long that's caused us to stay in certain places, jobs, situations, people, whatever it is. And that we need to work on ourselves because that's what's most important, right? Hopefully you're agreeing with me here. Also, like I've said before, I didn't really have a schedule or a way that I kind of worked with spirit and with God and my angels and guides and it's so crazy because if you would have told me that, I would be saying I would not believe you. Even what, 3 years ago, 2 years, I would have not believed you. But I've been working on my healing journey. I feel so basically, yeah. So 2015. So if you think back kind of in 2015, you can think about times of what was going on then. Everybody's different. Like I said, we all go through the different things and different scenarios. But 2015 is relevant. So you can go back and, think about what was going on then in your life and kind of resonate with what's happening now a little bit. And it's kind of like that, but it's more of trusting yourself and knowing that you're making the right decision for you and not for someone else or not for really anyone or anyone else, but just for you, knowing that you're making the right choices and decisions. And to also I'm channeling right now, hold on. So to also okay, yeah, so to also know that it's you may seem so it may seem like everything right now is awful and horrible and just really bad. It like I said, may not resonate with everyone, maybe a few people. But if you look at everything around you and what you have, who is with you, your support, whoever it is, you start to realize that it's not as bad as what you are telling yourself that it is. And to expect that in life, things are going to happen, whether it's good or bad. Even if you're doing the right thing for yourself, even if you're not. It's kind of how life is, right? So yeah, if you're not content with where you're at, you can always make changes. But like I've always said in previous videos, you kind of have to find where it's coming from and kind of find the root of it. And it helps to speak about it. You can write about it. You can do whatever you want with it, you know, whatever helps. But yeah, just if you're not okay with what's going on now, and it just depends on what it is too. It could be a multiple of different things, because I know everybody's going through different stuff. So it's not, and I always, whenever I bring up relationships, because that's a big factor. So a lot of people, it's either career or relationships. And if it's both, then you kind of have to start asking yourself questions. You got to ask yourself questions, and you really got to like be honest with yourself and not stay in cycles and continue to keep doing the same things and expect a different outcome. And then you can also be in a spot where you think, okay, I know I'm supposed to go there, or I'm supposed to do this, or I'm supposed to whatever it is. And I don't know how I'm going to get there, how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. But that's the thing, is I'm gonna bring this up because this came up today for me. That's why it helps me to bring up my stuff from what I've learned, to hopefully bring in a different perspective, a way to hopefully get you guys thinking a little bit maybe. But so in 2015, I tried to quit my medication, just my pain medication, because it was in pain management. I have legit injuries. Like, I don't care what anybody thinks anyways. So I tried doing it like a quick way, just quickly, or just cut, you know? And even though I knew that's where I was going, or what I was going to do, or maybe next step, or whatever you want to see that as, or I try to do it too quick. And sometimes I've had an issue with being like maybe reckless or just impulsive, because I want, when I when I want to do something, it's like I want to do it now. I'm gonna like, let's go. But sometimes like I have to learn, like I can't, I there's steps in between. I can't just go from here to my destination. But so yeah, I've tried many times and it hasn't worked that way. uh that's just me being stubborn. But I still have to laugh at myself for that. But it didn't work, obviously. I tried, I think, a few more times, like 2 or 3 more times. It didn't work. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not. And a few years went by, and that's whenever, honestly, like I said, it's my higher self, or whether it was the universe or God telling me. But I knew if I was going to continue to stay on my medicine or my medication, that I was going to die. I just knew. I had a feeling I was going to die. I had kept progressively getting more and more ill and more sick. And I kind of knew, but I didn't really want to look at it or do it, because I knew that was going to be hard and difficult. And but yeah, so anyways, When I almost died and had my near-death experience, I actually made the decision, I think it was a month before that happened. It may have been even 2 weeks before that, before my surgery, that I was going to do it. And I said I was going to do it no matter what. Like I made the decision. It was going to happen. I was going to do it. I was going to do it. And so for the next 2 years after that, it was the hardest years of my life. Brutal to say the least. And plus I was in my Saturn return. So everything was going what felt like to shit. Everything was like, no. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? Even my job is like, no, put in my, normally like stuff that was always like, oh, okay. Or the compromise. It was just a no. And I'm like, and so of course me, what do? Well, I fight back and I go, and then the universe is like, no. And finally it got to the point to where I was just like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna let it go. I'm letting this go, because this isn't doing me any good. It's just causing me stress, causing me pain, causing me, and when I get stressed or have sadness, whatever it is, like it gets harbored in my body and I get sick. So I already knew if I keep doing this, I'm just making myself sick. It's not good for me. It wasn't good for me. It wasn't good for my health. And that was multiple things going on. Like my short-term disability was getting denied, which shouldn't have gotten denied, but it was getting denied. I had to get a lawyer. The lawyers weren't really working well with me. And then my long-term stuff. And then I got fired from my job, and which was actually one of the biggest blessings that happened, because I knew it was going to happen, which is the most, okay. So here's another thing. Okay. This is about saying, trusting yourself. Listen and listen. If you already know that you're supposed to do something and you already know maybe something's not going to work out, maybe just go ahead and do it, even though it's going to be hard and it's not going to be fun and it's going to be difficult. No one wants to go through pain, loss, heartache, whatever. Nobody wants to go through that, but that's the human and life experience. That's what we have to do. That's how we learn. And I knew I was going to lose my job. I knew that they were finding a way to let me go. And I knew I had a limited amount of time. And so I tried to stay as long as I could, or maneuver it in a way that I could, get benefits in the way that I could as long as possible. But honestly, I should have just fucking left. Like it's one of those things where I'm like, why did I do that? And so this is why I speak about these things, because hopefully me speaking about these things will help some people if they're doing this right now in their life, or you're doing it in your life. You can make a U-turn and don't go the way I did, please. But that's on everyone. I can't tell people what to do. I can't make someone do anything at all, because we're all our own person. But there's a reason. There's a reason. If you're even listening to this, there's a reason for it. There's a reason for everything, all of it. Who you meet, who comes to talk to you, who messages you, when you're on your phone and on TikTok or Facebook, Instagram, whatever. It's all connected. And it connects even more when you start realizing that you are the one that's connecting it all together for yourself and for your life. So, yeah, don't do that. Just if you feel like, yeah, I need to leave this thing, this situation, this person, this is just, it's served its purpose. And you have figured out why and the lessons, and you may not figure it all out like immediately, or because like I said, it took me a long time. It took me, I feel like it took me a while to learn these things. Like, I definitely believe that all of the stuff that I went through, I had to. I had to. And if I didn't, I'd probably still be in that fucking victimhood mindset of, oh my God, why does this happen to me? Everything always goes wrong. Oh, nothing can go right. Or, there's another person that did this to me or did that. Oh, why don't I ever get help? Why don't, and it just, you're not the victim. I'm not the victim. And as much as your life can feel and look that way, understand that everyone goes through things in life. Everyone goes through stuff. Everyone. And I used to think that there was no one out there that could understand what I've gone through or went through. And I've come to find out there damn sure is. So you can continue to stay in that mindset if you want. But what I will tell you from experience, a long experience, and brutal, hard one, is that you are not going to like your life. If you don't like your life now, why not? What's so wrong with it? What's wrong with inside of you that you're not waking up excited to do something today? And that happens though. There's times where we just have a bad day. But you got to find things that you're passionate about, even if it doesn't make sense to some people or most people. It doesn't need to make sense for anyone but yourself. That's it. You got to find the things that make you happy, that you're passionate about, that you love. No one else can give you that or do that for you. No job can give you that or do that for you either. Only you can do that for yourself and give that to yourself. You can't expect anything to give you what you feel you need or want if you are not giving that to yourself. So when I started my what you would call a healing journey. I feel like I've started it a while ago, though. It really started the idea and the starting was in 2015. The actual doing and starting it like new was starting in beginning of 2018. So from then, I've been on this journey. Okay. And so I honestly didn't believe in affirmations. I thought that stuff was fucking load of shit. I'm being completely honest. I didn't think that was like, really, that you saying that. And it's funny because like even I feel like this is what I'm teaching my family, because my family's still like on the fence line with this stuff, but I'm like slowly getting them into it. And it's funny because they've been with me in the same stuff with being strictly religious, and it's kind of that stuff you're like, I don't know. I don't think so. But truly, honestly, at the beginning, it feels weird. I started like just doing it in the mirror and would just say whatever came up of what I thought, like of what I felt I loved about myself. Or even just if I didn't feel that at that time, I would just say what I liked about myself. What are the things that I liked about myself? And then over time, it got easier. And it was like it changed the way that I thought about myself. And then I started to remember again all of the things that make me me. And that's when I started writing. And which is weird because I was never a writer. I was never someone who writes. Like, yeah. So that started. And like I said, I showed people before, like I've had one notebook here. So like that one, I already wrote a bunch of crap in. It's not crap. I'm just saying. And this one I got, when did I get this one? 3 months ago? I don't know. Wait, 6 months ago? Yeah. So I got this like 6 months ago and it's already halfway filled. So I've got like all of these pages all written in there. This is probably like a gold mine for someone who wants to write a book or an artist, like a musician. This is probably a gold mine for them because there's some stuff in here that, oh man. But what I've done now is I have wrote down like all my favorite affirmations or what I like for myself. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This one is just the front page. And then, so that's what, 5? And then almost 6. So, and I try to do those every day. I know there's some days I'm busy or there's some days that I'm just really not in the mood or really, it's not like I'm in the mood. It's just, I have a ton of other things to do. So I like kind of sometimes have to pick and choose. Like, okay, I'm going to just channel and talk to spirit and kind of let them know what I'm feeling and what's going on. And that's all I do. And some days, like, I will do all of that and with that. So, yeah, I mean, that's really helped me. It might help someone. If you haven't tried that, you could try it if you want to. You don't have to do that, but yeah, it's definitely something, you know. I've come to see the way that I think now is differently, and about things too. It's not like I used to not, it's not that I was not grateful for things that I have or anything that I would get. I was never really taught that, you know, a different way of looking at it. So I didn't know. You know, it was one of those things where I kind of expected if I did something for someone that I get something out of it for it. And I kind of would get upset whenever that person wouldn't ever do anything, or when I needed help, I would be like, why is nobody helping me? Why am I not getting the support? And whenever I would constantly be the one that was giving it all. And then I realized, oh, uh, just because I help someone doesn't mean that they have to do it back. If I'm going to help someone, or if I'm going to give someone a gift, or if I'm even giving my love to someone, it's because I want to, not because I feel like I have to or need to, or out of some kind of fear or wounds or whatever. And so that's also been another, you know, that's been something that just popped in my head. So that's why I just said that. Another one, I'm trying to think here. Oh yes, this was something I was gonna bring up. So the the previous video that I did, and I talked about me being on the dance team, and I was talking about, what was it? Talking about, there was one, so basically whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if MTV came over 3 times, NFL was there filming, and I've been lucky. I have been blessed that I was able at such a young age to live a life or to do what I did, because most people won't experience that, and I experienced that at a very young age. And it didn't matter if I performed in front of 10 people or over 40,000 people. That never mattered to me, because all I wanted to do was dance, because I loved it. I was passionate about it. I loved it. It was literally, I loved it. So I always kind of got, you know, the girls would always be maybe a little confused when they'd ask me. They'd be like, "You're not nervous?" No. Like, really? You're not nervous at all? No. I never got nervous. I felt like I just felt like that's who I was. I was just doing what I loved, and I was being who I am. So I was never nervous when I was about to perform. I was excited. I was ready to go. I was like, let's fucking go. And there would be, they're all nervous. I'm like, you nervous for? Like, there's nothing to be nervous about. Be like, well, if I mess up, like, who cares? If you mess up, you make a mistake. Play it off like you didn't. It's not a big deal. That happens, right? There's going to be times in life we make mistakes. There's going to be times where, when especially going to the unknown, there's going to be some fear there. There's going to be maybe a little doubt, hesitation. But how are you going to know if you don't do it? You can live a life that's been projected by society, by your friends, by lovers, or by your own family. And it can sit there and you can feel like you're in purgatory for the rest of your life. But that's okay if you want to choose that. I'm not here to tell people what to do, how they should do it at all. I'm just here really honestly for support too. And man, it has been hard. I'm going to say that, because for a long time, I would question why certain things were happening in my life and why certain things weren't working out. And this is why I do this. It's because if I can help people take a detour or not go down a less road, into a better one. And it only takes a few people. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care if anyone doesn't like me, and I don't care if a lot of people like me, because I'm not doing this for, what is it? Something external. I'm doing this because I truly want to, and I truly care. I've always cared about people, even the ones that hurt me the most, cause the most pain, the most suffering. I still love those people. They still deserve love too. They've gone through things too. That doesn't mean that you have to keep those people in your life. Doesn't mean that you have to keep dealing with anything. You get to decide what to do, what you want, and where you're going. Nobody gets to tell you that but you. Everything looks different for everyone. We all need to start accepting that that's going to look different. Relationships look different to other people. Careers and jobs. I mean, I can't sit there and say what someone else is doing is out of character or not for them or not successful, because what they're doing, they could be doing exactly what they need to be doing in their life. We're all just trying to figure that out. And we all need to learn to be there. I think this is a time where I feel like with the way internet's been, there's always good and bad in everything. It's how you either want to look at it. How do you want to look at it? Do you always want to look at the bad? But you still have to look at it. You can't run from it. It's still going to be there. I am realistic when it comes to those things. Anything in life that you want, you have to work for. And you have to continue to work. It's not easy. It's not something you could say, damn, well, I just want to sit and relax. But sorry, there's going to be times for that. And trust me, the universe will give you that if you need it. But we weren't here to just sit around and relax and do nothing. Like, it's not what we were here for. We were here to do stuff. It's time. There's a lot of us waking up. There's some people just waking up. And I know there's some people that won't wake up. That's okay. We all have our own paths. But you have to start realizing you can't stay on a same path you've been if you want to go towards something else. That there are going to be changes. There are going to be things you have to let go. Things, whether that's within you, a person, a job, whatever it is. It's not going to be fun. It never is. But then you realize, maybe some people haven't, but I've realized in my life when I think, oh, you know, this is the worst or whatever, and it always does get better. So you just need to, if you need, this time is hard too. So if you need to ask for help, ask for help. If you need a support system, find your support system. If the people around you are not supporting you in the way that you feel is really needed, because there are, like I said, there are people that are not healthy or that help. And you got to find that. And sometimes it's through people like me. And that's another reason why I did this. Was most of my life I didn't have that. I didn't have that support. And I didn't want people to ever feel like that. And that goes with abandonment issues. And that's one of my biggest issues, was staying with people that were not good for me for too long, because I knew how it felt. I knew how it feels, because I've lost a lot of people. I've lost a lot of things. I've lost friends. I've lost a lot in my life. And, but in between that, I would stay with people who weren't good for me because of that wound. And I didn't realize, by doing that, I lost myself. I lost who I was, because I was more concerned for someone else and their feelings and their life than mine. And then until you realize that you're the only person that can give you the love, the motivation, it unfortunately will have to keep continuing to do the same cycles with people that won't be good for you. If you truly want healthy relationships, you have to be healthy yourself. And that does take time because it depends on how old you are as well. But if you've gone through enough relationships in your life, you know what you want, what you don't want, what you like, what works. But at the same time, it's more about letting the other person be them. And, you know, vice versa. There's no need to try to change someone, control them, or, you know, anything. Because if somebody wants to be with you, they're going to be with you. If they're meant to be with you, it's going to work out. So when you have hesitation, fear, and doubt, that also manifests in your life. You can also self-sabotage your own relationships. It can be both. You both doing stuff that's not good. So yeah, one person may be abusive or maybe not good, but you may also be the one that's self-sabotaging, but also not doing the right thing and just saying, yeah, I know what I fucking deserve. I'm the fucking shit. Start acting like it and know that you're the fucking shit. Okay? Know that you're a fucking badass. Badass bitch or badass dude. Just know that. Like, just you don't need any of that shit. You know, whenever it's going to be a divine soulmate, it just works. And you two just will work to, there's not going to be any kind of power plays or what. For some reason I was hearing trust issues, trust issues, secrets. Okay, so trust issues and secrets. Why did I get that? Trust issues and secrets. Who do you not trust? Someone doesn't trust someone. So what? Who do you not trust? Why do you not trust them? Or why do you not trust? Do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself that you're making the right decision? Do you trust yourself that you know what's best for you? Why am I getting trust though? That came out. That's weird. And I was getting secrets. Secrets. I've had maybe a few instances with secrets or trust, but not much in my relationships. There's been maybe a little bit, but see, the way that I've been with I'm going to say just in my experience is I feel like when I knew someone was maybe doing something or was off, yes, I was right, but also I wasn't being truthful. And in that sense, it wasn't like I was lying or being deceitful to that person. It was because I wasn't showing up 100% and being like, hey, this is who I am, or even communicating if there was something wrong or how I felt or whatever. That was kind of what, and then also it can be within you. Is there secrets that are going on that maybe you don't know about yourself, or a truth that you don't know about yourself? Maybe you're projecting that onto that person. Huh. So yeah. Uh you I don't know why that came up. That's weird. It's a true. So yeah, trust and secrets. So, hmm. And that's why I was speaking about before. So hesitation, doubt, and fear. That can cause manifestations of whatever. That can also cause that fear to come out that, oh, someone's not being truthful to me. Oh, they're doing something, when really you're self-sabotaging and you're causing that. But maybe you could be right. And then let's say you were yourself, weren't hiding anything, communicating, and someone was lying to you or did something. That's on them. Fuck them. They missed out. Don't let someone's behavior or what someone has done to you affect how you come in a next relationship or anybody else. Because what are you trying to prove? Are you trying to prove that everyone does that? Because if you're trying to prove something, you'll get it, but how's that going to help you? If it's something that is hurtful or it's something that is not good for you, you'll manifest it, or that'll become your reality. So you're making that happen, and you're whatever it is that. So mindset, change it. That's all I can say. You got to look into yourself. You got to be honest with yourself, and it's okay. There's things I don't like about myself. That's fine, but that's who I am. We all have that. We all have good and bad, dark and light. There is always going to be bad things that happen to us. There's always going to be good. So, but you can decide whether you want those bad things or bad people that have come into your life that have caused you pain or hurt or whatever it is that they do, or a job, whatever. You have the power to overcome all of that. Or you can just let them bring you down. Which, why do you want to give your power away like that? Think about it. So, it's interesting why that came up, but it worked, right? So I know you guys got this. It's been rough. I'll tell you. I think, what was it, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago? I've been like crying to sleep every night. Okay. I'm just being honest. People may be like, yeah, right. You don't act like you've been crying. Oh, you don't see everything what I've gone through, what's going on, and you have no idea. You can assume, that's fine. That's what you want to do. You can think you know someone, but you really don't. If you don't know them, then you don't know them. Like I just tell you guys what I've learned and what I'm learning and growing and leading by example. But that doesn't mean that you know even half of the stuff that I've gone through and I'm going through and all that, just like I don't know with you guys. So stay strong. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. You may be going through something hard, or maybe even me. Maybe I brought something up for you that was difficult or really painful. And it sucks that I have to be the one that did it or caused that, because that's not, I don't want to cause pain for people. I just want to help people, because I know once you go through the pain and you go through the dark night of soul, you go through your death and rebirth. Just, I'm always going through fucking death and rebirth. I'm always, it's when you appreciate your own strength and who you are more. And I hope that you can eventually, if people are upset or mad at me for bringing stuff up, eventually I hope that you appreciate me doing that and helping you on your journey, because we all got to work together, and we all got to be on each other too. You know, you don't want someone always being like a yes man or yes woman or whatever you want to call them. Always like, yeah, you're doing everything right. Yeah. Oh, great. I'm supportive. I'm always going to be rooting, but I'm also going to say, hey, but I'm not controlling. I'm not going to control it. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm not going to say, you got to do this. You got to do that. You should do that. You should do this. You have to figure that out. I'm doing my own shit. So I got my shit to worry about. I've done that enough in the past for people, and that didn't do me any good. So I'll just leave it at that. You can only do things for yourself. And if people want to be helped, boundaries. Okay. But anyways, you guys got this. We're going to make it through this time. And we're going to come out the other side fucking untouchable. All right. Love you guys. You better smile. You need to smile more. I'm just kidding. Don't smile. Well, yes, you can smile, but it's been rough. I know. Find something that you love, whatever it is, even if it's food, but not too much, and indulge. Love you guys.